have been under a great deal of pressure for months and months now to tone down my Israel coverage at Rising. It started, I think, really in earnest about 6 months ago or so, when there was a radical shift in the staff at the Hill, where basically every single person who worked there was either fired or pushed out. The work environment was so difficult that they chose to leave, basically. And as new staff replaced them, particularly new producers who exerted much more editorial control over the content than had ever been exerted before, they particularly put a lot of scrutiny on coverage of Israel and started to refer to our coverage as an Israel block. So we do about 8 to 12 blocks, segments a day. And they started to refer to this idea of an Israel block, where we could only do one segment on Israel. And as you can imagine, Glenn, given the plethora of stories that come out on a daily basis, some of them are domestic politics issues, some of them are straight news reporting about whatever bombing campaign most recently happened in, let's say, Rafah. Some of them are about the choice to have Netanyahu come to speak to Congress. You might have a story about what happened on a college campus protest. You might have a story on and on and on. You could easily do 12 segments on Israel every day. And they were segments that were very popular with rising audience. But on Israel, it was a double header of a lot of clicks, earns money for the company, and is also something that's very newsy, and is something that ideologically I personally cared a lot about. And yet, unlike other subjects that were very newsy, let's say when we talked about a lot of COVID coverage, talked about some culture issues with trans issues and the like, there was never the same resistance to covering it as much as the audience wanted as there was when it came to Israel.